Hello and good afternoon and welcome to Vinyasa Yoga with me, Yogi Cecily. Hello, everybody out there on Facebook. Thank you for turning on and tuning in, and I am here for you. I'm Cecily Guest, and you found me on Facebook. On Facebook, I am Cecily V as in Victor, G as in Guest. But if you're following other channels like YouTube, on YouTube, I am Yogi Cecily. And on Instagram, I am Cecily_Yogi. So put it all together, and that's what we're going to do today is some yoga, some vinyasa yoga. And I thank everyone for tuning in. And if you can, make donations to my venmo.com/Cecily-guest. That's the place you want to make a donation for these classes if you're enjoying them. And hopefully you're using them, right? I really want to know that that these videos are available for students, and especially now that we're back to doing in-person classes, I'm seeing a lot of new people doing yoga. And so I have to get new people, get you all down with all of these social media classes that I basically put here for you so that you will always have something you can follow and learn from. Right on. So we're here to do vinyasa, which is flow yoga. Same as saying hatha yoga, yoga of the body. So we sweat, we burn, and we believe. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Ready to get going? I know I am. What are we going to do today? I just want to go back and focus on hamstrings. Hamstrings, 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 all right? So let's come onto your mat. And let's roll back on the back. One of the best ways to look at how hamstrings, whether they're tight, whether they're open, is by using the quadricep to straighten the leg. So what we're going to do here is take both legs up, 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 up. Arms at your sides, palms are turned down. Shoulders are dropped back into the mat. Now then go ahead and flex your feet. Let's stay here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, what's up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give the knees a hug. Roll back, roll forward. Exhale. Roll back, roll forward. Exhale. 4. Roll back, roll forward. Exhale. 3. Good. 2. This sort of gets the core going, And 1. This little rolling I like to start with. And then you're back on your back. Good. Now I'm still feeling my abs from Monday. Always remember, on Mondays, I'm on Instagram doing yoga core, also at 12 noon Pacific Daylight Time, yeah? So let's take the legs back up. Flex your feet. For some people, this position, not a problem. What that really just means is that the quadriceps are stronger than the hamstrings are tight. If you have tight hamstrings, you want to be able to stay here with a vertical leg line for 60 seconds. We're going to breathe. 5, 4, 3. So if nothing's burning or happening, good for you. 2 and 1. Give the knees a hug. Roll back, roll forward. Exhale, right? And roll back. Exhale, forward. Now we're going to do that straight leg technique one more time. Roll forward. Exhale. And why might that be? Because I really, really want my students with the tight hamstrings to do this every day. Let's do 2 more rolling. You only need about 5 minutes. So it's not part of an exercise regimen. I mean, you can do it when you're also going to exercise, when you get off of the treadmill or something like that. But really, it's just sort of like an everyday thing, like brushing your teeth, right? So how is this? A nice vertical leg, right? You want to make sure that the tailbone isn't up. So especially some of the gentlemen, your tailbone is up. So you got to get the tailbone down and flat. And then some folks have a very, very round back or rounding. So you really want to try to get everything flat to the floor, shoulders back, maybe palms up. I prefer palms down, but palms up if it helps your shoulders roll back. And just hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I feel the burn in my core. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's a 2 for 1 sail. Let's go rolling forward, exhale, and back, inhale. And forward, exhale, back, inhale. Now you're going to see with many of the classes that I present here, you're going to say, but Cecily, we didn't sit and breathe and become aware of the breath. So many things we do in a regular yoga class when we're all together. But I know that people want to use these classes and sort of get to the heart of being able to do certain positions, certain kinds of positions. So next up here, we're sitting up with straight legs in front, hands to the rear. Your hamstrings are tight if it's really hard for you to sit up tall. It's the hamstrings are pulling your pelvis forward. And then all we need to do is make the hip flexors and the abdominals stronger. And so we're going to help your hamstrings by using your hands and push yourself upright, upright and upright. And some people are really successful kind of lifting their buttocks a couple of times, trying to get right on top of those sit bones. Then it's from here, let's start with the left leg. We're going to lift this leg 10 times off of the ground. 1 and down, 2. Now I have clients, 3, who can't get their leg off of the ground. 5, give me 5 more, 5. And what that means for is that the quadricep and the hip flexor aren't strong enough. Give me 2 more, 2 and 1. Excellent. Cross your ankles in the front, push yourself forward onto your knees, and step back, back, back in all fours. Great. So let's complement that with the left leg working behind you. 10 times, left knee to the left elbow. We're going a 1 and reach back. 2. Why is this a complement? 3, because I know a lot of people actually kind of do this. Like you might, teacher might come to you and say, hey, you got to straighten that rear leg. It's not just the leg moving around. It's really saying this is a bent leg. This is a straight one. This is bent. Some folks will say flex back, push back. Give me 3 more. Back, back, back. 2 more. So I'm not thinking of this as core abdominal work. It's really to help realize a long straight leg behind you. Hold 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to downward facing dog. You can see already that I'm building this class today based on drills, sort of repeated motions that get us closer to our goal, which is opening this hamstring. So here we are in downward facing dog. You want to step back a bit, so you have to work to push your heel bones down, slightly hollow out the abdominal area, belly button to the spine, and definitely push your body energy back. Now, take the left foot and step it to the midline, and then take your left leg up. Yes? So left leg, we're going to go up and down, up and down. But what I want you to notice, up and down, it's both legs straight, up and down. Good. Up and down. 5 more and down. I'm not trying to take the leg high. 4, this is so important. 3, because if you take the leg high, this is probably what your leg is going to do. 2, it's probably going to like bend, and you're going to get a little bit of kind of like a wonky thing happening. But you don't want that. So both legs straight, and then bend your knees to all 4s. Right on. Great. Take your left foot, step it forward. Yoga blocks. So good. So good, so good. I'm always reminding students, your goal is not to get your face down to your knee. That's going to jam you up. And usually that's what it looks like. It looks like somebody's trying to, looks kind of jammed up. So really nothing's going down. Everything's going forward. So hold here, flex your foot. If you can turn your block down a little bit, just remind yourself that one day your face will go ahead of the foot. I know that sounds crazy. That's, But what it is that people choose what they think is actually easier for their face to go to the knee. And that's just going to stretch your back. Right when it is you want to stretch your hamstring. And the only way to stretch the hamstring is to move the pelvis away from the knee. And then when you do that, lift the ribs up and away, and you feel it zing. You feel it going all the way down to the heel bone. So it's not necessary to go any lower. Right? Right. Hamstring stretch, static stretch. It actually needs about 2 minutes, right? But we're going to take this leg back and step the left foot forward and meet up in Prasarita Padottanasana, my favorite position. Today we're going to lift halfway up, put a little bit of a bend in the left, and then place both hands on the left thigh. Take it now, the right thigh. Take now your left foot and turn it up. This is going to get the inside track of the legs. So we're just going to bend down. 1 and 2. Both legs are burning. 3. Yeah, this leg has to work too. 4. Flat back. 5. Make sure you're not twisted to the right. 6. Make sure you're just facing me. 7. And really rotate these toes up. 8, 9. See that? And 10. Good. Let's come center. And go all the way to the left side and downward facing dog. Awesome! Bend your knees. Come on down. Roll back on your back. Facing this way. Let's roll like a ball 5 times. And 1. Exhale. And 2. So remember, these videos, I really would like to see, I'd like to see many students do these type of videos. Because I saw yesterday in classes, I had about 12 people now. We just, this last week, went from having 6 people in the room social distancing to having 12 people in a room social distancing. And hopefully very soon we'll be able to have 50% in a room, and that'll be about 20, 25 people. Hold here, sit all the way up. And I'm already seeing people, you know, maybe you've been following a video, maybe you're like, yeah, let's go, let's get that yoga. But I saw quite a few gentlemen, half of the room was gentlemen, and the problem is keeping the legs straight, right? So we're going to go up and down at all costs, up and down. This leg must stay straight. So I'm going to say, like, even if you can't sit up, I'll buy that as long as the leg's straight. Up, and when the quad starts burning here, up and down, you're really getting somewhere with your hamstring stretches. 3 more. 3. It doesn't seem right. I know. 2 and 1 more. 1. Good, 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 good. Cross your knees. Good. Cross your ankles. Come up on your knees and back to all 4s. Yep. So one person walked out of my class. You know, I get it. He walked out because he was like, why is this lady telling me to straighten my legs? You know, and especially for people who are tall, you know, people who are tall, your hamstrings might be tighter. And so it almost seems like everything that you do, your legs want to bend. And let me tell you what, you've got to develop the strength to push the legs back, because otherwise the hamstring will always be winning. You have to change it to where the quadriceps are winning. So let's go here. 10, yes, and bend. Quads are winning. 9, and bend. Your abs are winning. Abdominals win. 8, and bend. When you get there, 7, where you can straighten the legs, push the knees back. 6, and I know people are like, oh, when I do that. 5, I really feel it at the back of the knee. Okay, well, so give the whole situation space. 4, especially if you're tall. See the way I added that block in the front? 3, 2, yes, because you want to stretch your hamstring. And 1, you don't have to touch the ground, but you do have to get a long straight leg. Okay, so now what you're going to do, yes, is step the right leg into the midline and take the left leg up. Now check it out. I'm going to scooch a little forward. Check it out. Both legs are straight, not high. I saw a little bit of this yesterday. And how can I fix that in a class? Well, I fix it by making a video reminding people, don't do that, do this. And here it is again. I'm going to grab both blocks. If you're tall, I should title this video, If You're Tall, How to Do Yoga If You're Tall. If you're tall, you have to remember your body needs space. You're not trying to make things smaller. So since you're already a tall person, you have to think, oh, how can I get height? So up and down. 8, 7, 6. What's it going to take? 5 to realize straightness in the legs. 4, and I'm sort of jittering around the way sometimes clients, your legs will jitter. And that's because the quadricep is trying to win. 3 more, it's trying. 2, so you gotta explore that little bit of a battle. And 1, let's come on down, 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 down. Great. Sticking with my blocks, taking them even higher. Step the left foot forward. Good. Just a pure static hamstring stretch. Now, I know you want vinyasa yoga. Well, everybody wants to move and flow, yeah? But it's yoga. And that means we move and flow with attention, with attention. We should always be in a yoga class paying attention to the body. So if you're here and you want to stretch your hamstring and your body, you have a body, you are not your body. And your body gives you this, you should be like, that can't be right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. You're going to have to, oh my goodness, even I enjoy it, lift up and think that your face is going forward. Now, it's more comfortable. I mean, every other part of my body is more comfortable. My face is comfortable, jaws relaxed, right? You're getting the hamstring stretch, even though there's a lot of distance out in front of you. That's okay, because now it's a pure hamstring stretch. You feel it? I know you do. I know you do. All right, good. We're going to slide back, okay? Let's do the complementary work of taking the left leg behind you and lifting it. Remember, not high, because if you try to lift the leg high, strange things start to happen. So really what you want to do is just keep the math of the line. Keep your lines and go up and touch. 2, and then all of a sudden things are burning. 3, and it almost feels like a bar class. 4, I think bar classes are great for yoga students. 5, because it's like, no, it's not about stretching. 6, right? 7, it's about really finding the muscles that lengthen you. 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Awesome. Good. Step the left foot forward, and we're going to meet in Prasarita Padottanasana. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going to lift up, put a bend in here, turn up, right foot and squat. 10. So it's like a half squat. I call it a lateral lunge. 9 and up. 8. It's all about this leg. Right on. 7. Keep it long and straight. 6. Flex the toes up. 5. 4 more. 4. Breathe. 3. Both legs are burning. 2. Both legs are burning. And a 1. Good. Downward facing dog facing the right side. Awesome. Downward dog, long arms, long legs. Let the heel bones drop down. Sometimes I'll say to students, if you think your back is rounding, it probably is, right? So believe it or not, folks who kind of round and push forward, you almost have to think to push back and arch. That's not for everyone, though. That's actually not the cue for me. I have to tell myself some entirely different things because my shoulders are tighter than my hamstrings. But if you're a person with tight hamstrings and your knees bend and your back rounds and you kind of feel like your downward dog is here and you feel like teachers are always trying to make your downward dog better and they always put their hand on your upper back and they say, send your body energy this way. And you're like, oh, my arms are burning now. And they're like, yes. And then they say, lengthen your legs, send your energy back, send it all back, send it back. Send it back, send it back, send it back. And then finally one day your downward dog will lay out. All right, come on, bend your knees. Grab a block, maybe step a right foot forward. Both legs are going to straighten and bend. Here we go. Is 10 and bend. 9. Can you believe I'm going to show you something? 8 and bend. Some people, the hamstring is so tight, 7 and bend, that they overforce the lunge. 6. I'm going to try to show you that. So the hamstring is so tight that it pushes your knee forward. That's not what you wanted. Good. Take 5 more. 5. So believe it or not, that person, once again, give it space. You're going to feel your legs work differently as soon as you try to keep your ribs up. And straighten. 4 more. 4. So you're not trying to jam up the front. It's not that like, oh, let me jam up the front. That doesn't even look right. It doesn't feel good. 2, look how I'm keeping my body actually away from the leg. And 1, good. Prasarita, we call it Prasarita Padottanasana. Say it with me, Prasarita. 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 Padottanasana, that just means hands to the feet. But the Prasarita is wide stance. Let's take it to the left. Grab your block. So today's class, a little bit of tutorial, a little bit of teaching points. We're going to 10 times straighten and bend because as we all come back to the studio, dig it. I want everybody just to be patient. You know, don't walk out of classes. Not just yet. I mean, I know you're like, you got your membership and you're coming back to the gym, but don't walk out. We work so hard to be together, right? Don't walk out. I think everybody who has survived, all the yoga teachers who have survived and found a place to be teaching, you have to remember they really love and really want to teach and help you. Right, you know? So I always felt when I was learning yoga, give me one more of these, I always felt every yoga teacher wants to help. I only took maybe 2 classes where I thought, I think this person's like a little sadistic or something else is going on here. But I always knew in my heart that the person, you know, the teachers want to help. And they just use different language, right? Let's go to Prasarita. Prasarita. Padottanasana. So you don't have to hear the second part of the name of the pose, but that first part, Prasarita, you hear that, you know it's wide stance. Great. Turn to the right side, lunge, take a breath, inhale, exhale, drop the left knee, take the arms up. Make sure you're not over pushing into the front. You just want to lift up, nice long line. You can add a little back bend, hands down, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Look halfway up, inhale, exhale, press back down. Turn to the left side, lunge, drop the right knee, raise the low crescent warrior, inhale, and exhale, hands down, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Look halfway up, inhaling, exhale, press back down. Now we're going to do all of that again, but I want to give a note here. Here it is again. So the hamstrings are tight. A lot of people believe that they should put their hands down here, like in between their ankles. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with walking your hands forward. Oh, and by the by, what a lot of people do is in order to touch the floor, they do this. That doesn't even feel comfortable. So I want to release here. I want to release. You have to remember, it's not necessary to touch the floor. And even if you wanted to touch the floor, like if you had to touch the floor, like if there was money there, I mean, I suppose the option would be to bend your knees, but you know, like what's wrong with back your feet up so that the object is in front of you, and then you know you're going to fall, and then here your legs can straighten. They can actually operate better. So let's turn to the right side, lunge, drop the left knee. It's the low crescent warrior, arms go up, and you can add a little back bend if you like, and hands down, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Look halfway up, inhale, exhale back, down, turn to the left side, lunge, low lunge, crescent warrior, arms up, little bit of a back bend, or open the armpits if you like, and down. Let's do one more round, Prasarita, Padottanasana, look halfway up, inhaling, exhale, press back down, turn to the right side, lunge, and low crescent. Now, here is a tip. You're not going to do it, but I'll give you the tip anyway. Do 100 of these every day. Your yoga is going to get so good. This is it. And press down. Turn to the left side. Do 100 of these every day. And I think we will have already done, I don't know, 12 or so, right? I'm counting each side, so I think we've already done 12. Let's do one more set. Go to the right, so pivot on your feet, push the left knee down and back, raise the arms. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be over pressed or over super sexy or something. It's not even about that. Prasarita, Padottanasana. And then turn it to the left side. You got to do 100 of these. Your legs will be toned. You'll be in shape and wonderful. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Look halfway up, inhaling. Exhale, press back down. I should do the whole video. We should just keep this going, but we won't. You'll do that on your own. Turn to the right side, lunge and downward facing dog. Great. All right, you're in downward facing dog. There it is. So for my friends out there, you see these videos. When you return to class, you all have to be almost a little proselytized. You got to help the beginners. Help the beginners and say, hey, there's this wonderful teacher you should follow if you're a beginner, because I'm giving, all of these little points that I know my students have labored over or sought to understand. I try to give it to you here now. Walk your hands back to your feet. Set your feet a teeny bit wider than your hips. Hold on to your ankles, bend your knees, make a flat back. This is your inhale. 10 times. Exhale. Lengthen the legs and bend. You're not trying to bring your face down. Lengthen the legs and bend. And lengthen and bend. So this whole class today and bend is actually designed for some students I had yesterday. I hope they're finding it, or we'll find it later one day. Lengthen and bend and lengthen, because there's some people really honestly, once they lengthen everything, they can't touch the floor. I get it. Just remember, it's actually not important for you to touch the floor. It's more important for you to have long legs. So blocks are great. Let's do another set. Bend and lengthen. Bend, and this is even good for me. I can touch the floor, bend and lengthen, but it reminds me to set a very particular spinal position. Bend and lengthen. I have to hollow out the waist. And 5, my legs are burning. 4, quads burning. I feel the ischial tuberosity along the back. 3, that's how you know the hamstring is stretching. 2, yes, and 1. Good. Now round down. Well, now that feels good. Walk all the way out to plank, inhaling, and downward facing dog. All right, bend your knees to the mat. I'm going to cover also today what a lot of people want. I know what it is that you want. It's the diving. You want to dive down into chaturanga. I get it. That's what you want. But if you're going to do it, I mean, let's do it. Let's not just slosh through it like, it's beautiful when it's done beautifully. So the left leg goes out, and listen, you'll have to arch the back and hold here. So what do you think? If the hamstring is tight, I see a lot of people actually, the hands are out in front and they just sort of crumple down. That's not the one you want. You don't want to crumple down. That doesn't even sound good. Who would want to crumple down? I don't want to crumple. I don't want to crumple. I want to be slick and sleek. And so as I arch my back, look at the leg is long and straight, shoulder blades squeeze down into the lats. Ribs are lifting in the front. And then from there, I'm going to drop the chest. Then straighten out the bottom leg and add the top one to it. Legs are straight, toes are pointed. I take a little cobra just for this demonstration, and then push up and back to all fours. Well, Lordy, when it's done right, you just feel such fantastic musculature. I think a lot of times, let's take the right leg. I think a lot of times people come to yoga, they want to stretch. But you have to be aware, as long as things are crumpling, you're actually not opening anything. You're just letting gravity, dictate your face to the floor. That's not the one that you want. Right? So the reason why yoga stretches you is because of your attention to increasing the size and the length in between the joints. The size and the length. And increasing size takes energy. It's like a star exploding, right? And now I'm going to choose what I want to bend. I want my elbows to bend. And as my elbows bend, the back is arching. So make that choice. Drop down, straighten out the bottom leg first. Add the top leg, firm legs, maybe a little cobra. And go back to all fours. Let's do it again. Left leg. How do you know? How do you know your leg is straight? Tell it. You got to tell your leg. You got to say, hey, are you straight? Okay, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah. I feel you. Oh, the left leg starts to rise. The back starts to arch, and you're feeling all luscious. Then you drop down. Straighten out the bottom leg first. Add the top leg. Go all the way to upward dog if you like. Yeah. And downward facing dog. Bend your knees to all fours. Take the right leg out behind you. Who cares? Who cares how high? Do you realize as soon as you start to arch your back, the leg will go higher? So you actually should start with it lower and straighter. Get that good burn. Back starts to arch. Squeezing into the armpits. Drop down. Straighten out the bottom leg. Reset the hands if you need. Upward facing dog goes here. Right? You want energy in the legs. And downward facing dog goes there. Ooh, good. Bend your knees to all fours. Take the right leg out in front. I like it. We're going to bend the right knee. Standing splits 10 times. A lot of drills today. Hold on to the right ankle with the right hand. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. You're going to push your body energy forward and lift, then back and down. 1 and 2. Look at how my left hand is moving with me. 3. So that's a trust. As I move back, my hand needs to be back. As I go forward, 4, my hand goes forward. I'm not trying to lift high, by the way. I'm trying to give my right leg a workout. I'm trying to say my right leg is bent, my right leg is straight. My right leg is bent, my right leg is straight. 4 more. 4 and up. 3, not trying to lift high because it's just too many repetitions. 2, you're going to wreck your back, your low back if you focus on the high leg. And 1, we are going to focus on that in a moment. Now let's bring it down. Straighten out the right leg in front. And take the stretch. 5, 4. Hopefully you're feeling a little more open than you were before. 3, 2, and 1. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Good, 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 good. Stand all the way up, inhaling high. And hands on your hips, exhale. All right, we're going to take the lateral sit, the lateral lunge. So I'm going to turn this foot in a little bit. I'm going to turn this heel up. This position requires something a little bit wider. So don't be stingy with it, right? I'm going to take my hands. Good. Both hands like draping a little tablecloth or something over the right ankle. So both hands are going to go here and up. Exhale and up. Exhale and up. Exhale and up again. Exhale. And 6 more. 6. I love it. Burning. Legs are burning. 5. Look, this is long and straight. 4 more. 4. Yeah, and you can go a little bit lower if you like. 3. I don't recommend it because you might wreck this knee. And since it's not about this knee today, 2 more. 2, it's about this leg, right? Give me 1 more. 1. It's about this leg. Ooh, Prasarita Padottanasana. I'm catching my breath, getting winded. See, it's about the length of the legs. Look around. Remember, if your knees are buckling, if they're shaking and buckling, walk your hands forward. You will notice, every student I show this to, they're like, oh, and then their legs lengthen back. And I said, well, you know, one day you'll be able to walk your hands back, but you have to get your legs to stop sort of shimmering and fighting you. Let's turn to the left side, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Good, 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 good. All right, now from this position, let's try it. The right leg will lift. This is my greatest recommendation for new students. And even my clients resist this. I don't know why people resist this. But put the left knee down. Then drop the chest. Then go to your cobra upward facing dog. I think, I'm not exactly sure why people resist that. It's better for you. Oh, I guess it's why people still smoke and drink sodas, right? They just want to, and they just want to. And so what can you say? Lift the left leg, not high. Put the right knee down. Then drop your chin and your chest. Flatten and cobra up. It's going to allow you to give very proper messages to your body. I'm sweating. Right leg up. So you say, well, my right leg is straight. Bend the left knee down, and my right leg is straight. Take the breath, drop by arching the back, and my right leg is straight. Flatten and cobra up. Sure. And one more round. The left leg goes up. My left leg is straight. Drop the right knee. My left leg is straight. You have to be talking to yourself. Drop the chin and the chest via arching the back. Flatten and cobra up. And downward facing dog. Do you feel me? Yeah, you do. Left leg's going to, let's bend the knees down and step the left foot forward. Well, what do you feel? I'm sweating. So what do you feel? Well, first of all, you feel burn. And I think a lot of people are doing vinyasa yoga because they don't like burn. So, well, that doesn't make sense. You like to sweat. Sweating is a lot different than burn in your muscle. I like to get both. I like to sweat, burn, and believe. Right? Sweat is in the body, right? Burn in the body, and believe is in the heart and the mind. So let's now come stand all the way up, arms in a letter T. And so now we get to witness, we get to look at this leg. I'm going to stand a little wider, turn these toes in just about 5 degrees, but then turn that foot out. And it's like taking a little tablecloth over to the left ankle. So here we go. Hey there, table for two. 1, and up, and 2, and 3. Yes, up, and 4. Breathe. My hands are making a little circular pattern, by the way. Down, and table for 2. 4 more. Yes. And 3. Yes. And 2. Both legs are burning. And 1. It's so good. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Nice. Turn to the right side. Lunge. And downward facing dog. Cool, cool, cool. Walk your hands back to your feet. Listen carefully. Stand all the way up. Inhale. Hands on your hips. Exhale. Left knee rise. So this is what many people want. Yes, go to warrior 3. Left leg straight. Keep your hands on your hips. Who cares? All right? Hands to the floor. All right, here we go. You're going to walk out. What's the Cecily rule? Put the right knee down so that the left leg goes high and straight. Then drop. I mean, you know, make your life beautiful. Then downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Now you got to get the spacing on the mat right. Stand all the way up, inhaling. Got that, check. Right knee rise. Okay, Here it is right here. When I'm in class, I can tell exactly what's going on with the student right here. Because if the hamstrings are tight, this is what it looks like. So the thing is, it's upon you to be aware, you know, is this you? Now, what do you do first? Well, the legs have to lengthen, and it doesn't matter if the leg is high, and the ribs need to lift. So you got to get there first. Now, warrior 3, this is what most people do. And especially tall, especially people who are tall. I get it. Because you're taller, the mind is always afraid of falling from such a high height, 6 feet tall and taller. It's like you're really far away from the floor. But dig it, you got to kind of take a chance and open up, get long, right? Then the hands come to the floor. I know, hard for the hands to get to the floor, so everything crumpled. But no, 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 no. Walk your hands out. Get that leg long and straight behind you. And then what is the Cecily rule? Put the left knee down. Then add the straight right leg high. Drop the chin and chest and flatten and cobra up. And downward facing dog. So we're going to finish class today and just do that 4 times on each side. So hands back to the feet. Stand all the way up, inhaling. And left knee is going to rise. Left leg straighten. Yes. Pass the left leg back. Look at long arms, long legs. Don't worry about height. Hands to the floor. Walk it out. What's the rule? What's the rule? What's the rule? Yes. And then drop, and it's so joyous and beautiful. And downward facing dog. Walk your hands back. I'm going to show it to you another way. Stand all the way up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Walk out plank. Forward fold. Stand all the way up, inhaling. Hands on your hips. Right knee rise. Extend the right leg. Warrior 3. Hands to the floor. Walk out. Chaturanga. Upward facing. That's what it looks like. Downward, you just don't realize it. That's what it looks like. And I'm not showing that to make fun of people because I really want to help people. Your best course of action, stand all the way up, inhaling, hands on your hips. Make yourself bigger. Look at the space around you and understand that stretching in space, is making yourself bigger, not crumpling in. All is lost if you crumple in. You're just going with energy that's collapsing. We want energy that's expanding. So left knee, don't worry about how high. It's expanding energy. You're expanding out, right? Crumpling, expanding. Hands to the floor. Don't crumple, reach out, reach out. I know what you want. You want to jump here. You want to do something, dynamic here. Don't do it. Drop the knee. Bend the knee and then flow with long legs. Flow, pointed toes behind you and flow. Last one, walk the hands back. Don't do it. Stand all the way up, inhaling. Hands on your hips, the right knee will rise. Don't do it. I know you're thinking about it. Don't, Extend. Send, extend and send. Send. Yes, send it out. And then hands to the floor. I know what you want. Don't do it. Don't do it. Bend the knee. Then drop. See the legs swing so high. Upward facing down dog and downward facing dog. And then bend the knees. We will do it again. Because I know you want to see the jump. Just remember this, right? The higher your leg, the straighter it is to the vertical line, right? It becomes anti-gravitational, right? So if something goes up, it's just like watching a crane, right? It has to work very hard, up, 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 somewhere around 15 degrees, 10 degrees, this is easy, right? So getting that pylon to fall into place, somewhere around that last 5 degrees, this is easy. And if all of the energy is right, then your leg will be vertical to the sky. So anything less than that, if it's a building, if you're trying to build something, everything is collapsed. So the best way to think about your yoga poses is that you're building something. Like you're really building a shape, like a building, like the Salesforce Tower or, the Eiffel Tower, right? So let's do it. Here you are in downward facing dog. Now, First time, we're going to do 4 more. The first time, I'm not going to jump or do a chin balance. But why? Because that's actually very advanced. I want people to understand. I think if I have a room full of 20 people, like 2 of them should be jumping here. 2 or 3 maybe should be doing a jump. Arms up, inhale. Because you have to remember, actually, you're going to see me do it. I'm actually not jumping. I'm actually not jumping up. Here's our warrior 3. It's more like lifting something or pressing something upward. So I'm going to walk my hands out. This is what people want. And they're like, but Cecily, isn't there a jump here? But look at where my left leg is. If your left leg is here and you jump, it's going to look sucky. You can tell already. This is going to be sucky. And this is what people do. They do. Right? No. No. If you're going to jump, the top leg needs to get high first. Like high. Vertical. All right, let's do this just one more time. Downward facing dog. Think it through for yourself. Let's do it together. I'm going to go all the way through. Walk your hands back to your feet. See the legs are long and straight. Stand all the way up, inhaling. Soft bend will protect the back as you come up, but still you have to lengthen your legs at some point. And left knee. Let's do left knee will rise. Left leg extend. Left leg back, warrior 3. That doesn't have to be very low, but then the hands will come to the floor, right? I'm going to go out, look at the height of the left leg, and here comes a little jump. Soft, dynamic. The space between the legs is very large. One leg very high, one leg very low. Walk your hands back. Stand all the way up, inhaling, hands on your hips. Work with me now, right knee. Seek to understand. That's really yoga. It's not that you can't do dynamic things in yoga, but the difference between yoga maybe and dance is that you're really seeking to understand something, primarily gravity. So yoga is really fundamentally trying to find how you are in the world. How are you positioned in the world? And you can feel it in your musculature to gravity. Hands to the floor. Here we go, walking out. Now, look at the jump. I'm going to separate the right leg very, very high and firm both legs. Then I bend one, hop on one. Look at how small the hop. It's really just a little hop. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's bend the knees. Listen carefully. I have some students out there like Zachary, if you're watching, I have some students who could already do the chin balance. So there you are in class. In the corner of your eye, what you see is another student, and their legs, both legs go way up high. But you have to remember, one leg goes very high and pulls the other leg to it like a magnet. Be careful because it can't be jump and kick. So here you are, one leg is high. Some of you are like jumping and kicking. You're trying to take the second leg and kick it. But really it should be more like the high leg pulls the other one up. Let me show you. Downward facing dog. 2 more times to finish. You can watch or do it with me, right? Walk your hands back to your feet. I'm really, really trying to clean this up. I don't want people to walk out of my class because I'm trying to teach in class. So I'm going to be doing all teaching points via Facebook, YouTube, things like that. And then then when we're in class together, I'm not going to say anything to you. I'm just going to let you go. Joy is out there. She's laughing. She knows what I mean. All right. So left knee rise, left leg straight. Send it. I know what you want. You want both legs to go up, don't you? You're like, yeah, that's the one. I want that one, Cecily. Show us that one. So I cannot tell you how strong you have to be in your arms and your ability to do a back bend. Look at the left leg is going to pull the right leg up. There's no jump. There was no jump in that transition. Did you see it? 0 jumping. I know that's the one you want. You're like, yeah, that's the one I want. No, yeah, but you got to buy that. You got to buy that one. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I can teach you. but I have to charge. That's the one you want. I get it. You got to buy that one. Now, you got to buy it with paying careful attention. Also, the other phrase I like to say is from Star Wars, do or do not, there is no try. Well, Cecily, we should try. Yes, but while you're trying, you have to be aware of what's not happening or what is happening. You can't just sort of slap your body around and say, yay for me. This particular technique needs to be built up. And the way you start building it up is with long and firm legs. If your hamstrings are tight, it might not be for you today to focus on that type of vinyasa class. I cannot tell you. So here's the last one for today. And those of you out there, you're going to yoga classes, you're in the front row, you know, you're the front row type. And if you see a beginner, just say, hey, there's this girl, Yogi Cecily, Cecily_yogi. She's got lots of videos and she really wants to help you learn. Yeah, because teachers, you know, in general setting, teachers aren't going to teach this. They're just going to do it and let you flounder. So I want you to watch here. There is no jumping. My right leg pulls my left foot from the floor. Upward facing dog. Did you see it? Downward facing dog. That's the one you want. Okay, let's bend our knees, have a seat. Forward fold to start finishing practice. And that particular maneuver really not for everyone. So what do we have today? Don't walk out of classes. Let the teachers teach. And if you don't want to come to that person's class ever again, that makes sense. But I do believe in my heart that the teachers want to give and want to help, and we all just use different languaging to help you get there. Hold on to your left calf and your left ankle and draw up. Hands on the calf is fine. Right? You're not trying to get your head to the knee. You're actually trying to do something far more geometrical, which is close off the space, right, between the leg and the spine, and that's something entirely different. So the leg has to be straight and the spine has to be straight before you start to change the geometry. Good. Leg out and arms up. And forward fold. Hands behind the right thigh and calf. Good, good, good. And don't get your feelings hurt. Like if you're in Pilates or, I used to get my feelings hurt in Pilates class because people would say, oh, you have to tuck your booty or, you know, and I would get a little bit feelings hurt like, you know, ethnically, you know, I got a lot of junk in my trunk or something, but I just had to just dissolve those types of thoughts. And when I had those types of thoughts, I said, well, wait a minute, you know, I might have certain muscles that actually do need to strengthen or let go. So to let go of certain ideas about your body and just work the math, just work the geometry. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. You have a body, you are not your body. You have a body, you are not your body. That means your body really can transform. So sometimes we have to let go of certain things and accept other things and just see the truth of where our body is. You know, if your feet are coming over your face, but it's because your knees are bent and your tailbone is rising, this is not a hamstring stretch. It's something else, but it's not going to open your hamstrings. So the truth of it is you might have to send your legs forward. And as you send your legs forward, they'll straighten out more easily, but all of a sudden you feel the tug in the abdominals and the quads. And the quads are screaming like, what are we doing? Why are you doing this? And you say, I'm so sorry, quadriceps. We're doing this so that my core abdominals, hip flexors, and so that you get stronger, so that one day I'll be able to be here, nice and vertical, straight legs, no problems. I tell all of my clients, try to spend 60 seconds or 2 minutes here every day. If you can't, if you're all the way out here, yes, then you just try your best for 10 seconds. If you're all the way here, see the neck is crunching up too. If you're here, just try your best, send them out, try your best, just for 10 seconds. All right, you still might get some shoulder raising or something else, but just try your best, right? But Cecily, do or do not, there is no try. I know. Right? But I think, when it comes to something basic, left ankle over right thigh, reclining pigeon, when it comes to something basic like basic drills, like a basic chock-a-block drill, like lie on your back and straighten your legs, that's where you do really want to try. And you want to seek to understand, if it doesn't seem possible, why? Why isn't that possible in my body? And it doesn't mean anything bad about your body, right? Your body is developed over time. Good. Inhale, exhale. And also, it really doesn't do good to look around a room and compare yourselves to others. Can you imagine in a yoga class, how many people in a yoga class do you think took ballet and gymnastics and martial arts as a child? Like easily 30%, easily a third of the class is in that group. Did you do ballet when you were a child? Yes. Did you do martial arts when you were a child? Yes, just a little, but yeah, okay, yeah. Did you do gymnastics? Yeah. And if they did, maybe some other type of sport, then that means more than likely you look right, left, forward, and back. There's a great chance that you're looking at someone who has entirely different instincts about their body. So comparing really doesn't work, right on? Okay, feet down. If you want to rest in Shavasana, this is a good time for that. You're already on the floor. So you just get a blanket or something in underneath your thighs or back where your head is and rest. Right. I'm going to go ahead and finish class and sit up and say goodbye to you. Thank you so very much for following the video. I hope you can tell that for some strange reason, I want to teach you yoga. I'm compelled. And one of the main reasons I'm really compelled to teach it to you is because it was very hard for me to learn. And I think that it should not be that hard for someone to learn, but you will have to put in the discipline and the effort. I do believe that that is something that I put to it. And I try to tell you all of the little stories to keep you inspired and keep you going and help you knowing that you have a body. You are not your body. And so our main practice in yoga asana, is to become aware, right? To become aware of our body and how it's doing things. Yes? Good. I thank you all so very, very much for class today. I can't wait to see you soon. In-person master classes are happening in June. I'll tell you when soon. Thank you.